Good YouTube, welcome back to another video. I'm your host. Welcome back to Lose Takes, man. We are trekking along in this series. We are ranking every position, and I'm giving you my expert draft analysis where I'm basically showing my work. Like I've been saying before, we based our list off the PFF list, but we're going to watch these games. We watching the film, and here I am bringing my work to you. But today, man, today we got a very special video, very special to my heart. We're doing running backs, everyone. We are going to rank the running backs. This is going to be a long one because this position group and this video is very special to my heart. If you've been following me for a very long time, you should know that my very first viral video was actually me ranking the running backs from last year, and almost everyone on that list hit. Really, only one didn't hit. In the list I mentioned Jonathan Brooks as an honorable mention, obviously the injuries, but I also mentioned Ollie Gordon, Bucky Irvin, Isaiah Davis didn't quite hit just yet, but it's because the Jets are they took two of the guys on my list. They just being stingy with running backs. They got like 6 running backs on that list, man. So I'm just letting you know, I'm giving my expert analysis. I am so glad this position is near and dear to my heart as a former offensive lineman. The running back is back and back to here to stay. But we're gonna get right into this list, everyone. Right into this list. Let's start out. First honorable mention. I got 10 guys for you. 2 honorable mention. First honorable mention, Ollie Gordon II, running back out of Oklahoma State. Number 0, standing about 6'2", 225 pounds. This year, he ended with 189 carries for 854 yards for 12 touchdowns, averaging, here's the key, 4.5 yards per carry. But last year, the man had 1,713 yards for 21 touchdowns, averaging 6.1 yards per carry. Pay attention to those numbers. Ollie Gordon came in. He was one of my way too early draft cats. I love the kid, but there has been a dramatic fall off from this year. And me caring about he's running into the back of the offensive lineman, and there clearly wasn't a hole. I still love his ability to accelerate through the hole. We always love running backs that fall forward. He does lack patience, in my opinion. He doesn't sometimes let the blocks develop. When a running back lacks patience, that tells me they're more of a gap scheme runner than a zone. He doesn't, get the extra yard. He leaves me. I'm very interested to see how he's gonna do in the combine. I'm very much so paying attention to him because he is a physical specimen, and I think that can propel him. I'm watching his 3-cone drill, 40, and just the running back drills in general, seeing how his hips are. But that is Ollie Gordon, out of Oklahoma State, number 0. My next guy on this list is a guy that's not very known, but I want to make it known to you guys. He's going to be a late round guy, very late, may even go undrafted, but I want you to get this name in your mind, okay? I want you to get this name in his name. His name is Ja'Quinden Jackson, running back from Arkansas, okay? Standing about 6'2", 233 pounds. Now, people may be asking me, like, oh, Lou, why you got him, I'll read some of his stats. He had 149 carries for 800 yards, 15 touchdowns, averaging 5.4 yards per carry. Now, Lou, some people may be asking, Lou, why you got him on this list? Why you got him on this list? I understand. Like he's not a name guy like the other ones, but I just want you to pay attention to this. This guy is a converted quarterback. I know him. He's a local guy. He was quarterback for Duncanville here in Dallas, Texas for a long time. Took them to a state championship. Actually got a scholarship to play quarterback. Went to Utah, but there, as you know, Utah, they've been having a quarterback there for the longest, and he wanted to do his best to get on the field. He was already a run first quarterback anyway, so he made the transition to running back. Now here, like, pay attention to this. When I first, looked at this kid and I saw the Utah film, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like his film looks terrible. Like he's running up high. Only time you see him really, get busy is when the play is perfectly blocked up and he can actually use his speed, his long speed, and actually run away from people. But then I looked into his story and saw he was converting to from a quarterback, and I saw this was 3 years ago. I had to do more research and actually, look at this kid. And now I found film from the previous year. He transferred, I think, to Texas and then to Arkansas. Guys, when you turn on this Arkansas film versus the Utah film, when I saw the Utah film, I saw a very raw running back that, did not deserve to be scouted, but he has made progress after progress, and now he looks like a totally different player. A totally different player, a player that you need to pay attention to, that can be trending in a direction that can actually, have somewhat of a Cinderella story in the NFL. May not be a star, but I'm just saying, those guys that can be a journeyman, you need to pay attention to that, because him in Arkansas looked a lot bigger. I'm talking about a lot bigger. Those shoulders that was pressed up, now they're pressed down. He's running with purpose, running with power, actually showing some wiggle, showing some bend. This transition happened in 2 years, everyone. A lot of these running backs on these lists don't even have this, and they've been playing running back for their entire lives. So I just wanted to highlight this kid, coming out. Pay attention to him, because the jump he made from, converting over, and now it's probably his first 2 years ever playing running back. Something to be noted. If it's the right team gets him, let him cook in their red shirt program. This may be a kid that maybe a specialist guy in the next level. I'm just saying the trajectory is there, and I'm seeing it, and I want to point it out. And now you're no longer a casual just following these top guys. Now you got a name to follow, for somebody's undrafted, pickup list, or even hopefully he goes 7th round. I'm rooting for the kid. That is Jaquindon Jackson out of Arkansas. Now, let's get into the top 10. At number 10, probably a fan favorite, and everyone's gonna, probably get on me in the comment section. At number 10, we got Skattebo. Running back from Arizona State, number 4, standing about 5'11", 215 pounds. Ran for, you got 294 carries for 1,712 yards, 21 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. Man, everyone is watching that Texas game that he had, and deservedly so. And I it's just started, to get the bad casual takes come out in the air. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not as high on those Twitter bots. Like, no, we don't do that here. We go and do our work and see what is really up with this kid. Does he belong in the top with the top guys, to be projected? I see some mocks of him going second round, first round. I'm saying to y'all, hold your horses. Now, who is this kid? This kid was a former fullback. That is a key here, because when you even watch his film, he has lost weight from when he was a fullback. But there's one thing I got to tell y'all: just because the kid is no longer fat, don't mean he doesn't have his fat ways. What do I mean by that? When he runs, he still looks like a fullback. He just looked like a smaller fullback. So when people wanted to prop him up over these other guys, I just can't see it just yet. But I will. He has sneaky, deadly athleticism. He has a nice jump cut, good change of direction. He is smooth. I love that he's a footballer. He's just embodies what the definition of football is. We'll be greedy. We'll go out there and fight. We'll run through somebody's face. I appreciate about that. He's a patient runner. He does got sneaky home run ability, but will that home run ability carry over to the NFL? Because I need to see that 40 time, because like I said, he's a former fullback. Every play, He does have some workhorse ability. Can be a 3-down back if he shows the ability to be great. Great speed, great balance. Can get lax with the ball, and I feel like with his strength, he will be a great blocker in this league. Like I said, though, I just wanted to point out that I'm just he's exciting. He's a great story, like I said, everyone else. But I think we just need to hold our horses just a tad bit. We just need to see a tad bit more because I still see a fullback. I still see a fullback. I feel like he's not going to be a star in this league, but he can be like one of those local stars. The guys when you go to the stadium and when he comes out there, they screaming his name like, oh, boo. They may be Skattebo, like one of those local hometown heroes, So, but I feel like with the right team, the right scheme, he can be great. But my question is, like, he's running away from guys in college. Will he be able to run away from these NFL pro ready guys? All right, number 9, Kyle Monangai, running back from Rutgers, standing about 5'9", 209 pounds. Number 5. He had 256 carries for 1,279 yards for 13 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards per carry. Man, he had some very, very good film. I talk about footballers. This kid is also a footballer. Playing in that Big Ten division. Rutgers, not really one of those known programs, but known for their talent and everything like that. But that doesn't stop him from doing what he can to propel them to wins or just earn every down. He runs extremely hard. Also very elusive, slippery. He is 5'9", 209. So he runs. That body he has, he's gonna pack on good open field speed. I do question his long speed. Like, he doesn't have the home run ability. He won't take it to the crib, but he will take it to the 10-yard line. You feel me? Like that's that type of back. Run behind his pads, plays with heart. Like, that's why I like this kid. Watching his film, like, he's fighting for every yard. You want to back with that mentality. He's any organization will be glad to have this kid. I'm telling you, and I believe he can have a long career. He's definitely gonna be, like, he's gonna be underrated his entire career, and I feel like he's gonna wear that on his sleeve, and he plays bigger than his size. So you gotta love this kid, man. Kyle Monangai, running back from Rutgers. Man, next running back, Nicholas Singleton, running back from Penn State, number 10, standing about 6'1", 225 pounds. He had on a season 174 carries for 1,106 yards and 12 touchdowns, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. You should know this kid. Penn State was just in the Final Four of the college football playoff, being a very tough team. And number 10 definitely, he definitely, I popped off the screen. When I watch his film, and what I love about him, he runs with so much force. Singleton does it as well. I love his size as well. 6'1", 221. I do love, I don't like too tall backs, but I do love the in between. I believe he's going to be a gap scheme runner. Having the counters, the duos. I think he has some zone ability. I'm not gonna completely cut off half of his game, but the runs I see him really excel in, where his vision really excels in, is when the gap, the offensive line, blocking in a certain way, and all he needs to do is find the open gap, and he can accelerate. Carries the ball a bit weird, he carries it like a knuckleball, at times. But I just feel like that's part of his angry running mentality. Hopefully, that doesn't lead to fumbles at the next level. Always falling forward. Man, I don't want to classify him as a power back, but he does invite the contact, and he will run through your face. And he's carrying guys, man. He's carrying guys every single time. He's carrying guys to the first down, and I love that. We'll move a pal. You feel me? He also has some ability in the passing game. They will actually send him on flat routes. They'll send him on, they'll send him on out routes. They'll send him on, Texas routes. Maybe even a wheel route, getting behind the defense. he's more all around than you think. And that's what I love about him. And I think he's going under a lot of people's radars. He's not one of the top guys because, this is a heavy draft class, but he does stick out. His film does stick out because if you saw him run and the way he ran, how angry he ran, it's Nicholas Singleton, man. But I love it. A very good hard-nosed back. I would take any time wherever he is. I think people got him going 6-7. He may go up probably maybe to the 5th at the earliest. He deserves it. Any place he's drafted. That is Nicholas Singleton out of Penn State. Man, this next running back, y'all gonna probably, I'm actually mad thinking about over this list. I have him right here at number 7. I think this is too low, but probably some film I absolutely love watching. Running back out of Central Florida, RJ Harvey, number 7, standing about 5'9", 208 pounds, had 231 carries for 1,578 yards and 22 touchdowns, averaging 6.8 yards per carry. One word for you: playmaker. He's a creative runner. I love that this man can get to his top speed at any point. What I mean by that, this man can be flat-footed and will get to his top speed from 0 to 100 real quick. I love that in the background. That short area burst, that short area quickness. He got great wiggle. He got great wiggle. Gonna let him get into the open field. He's gonna hit his head on the goalpost, as they say. Central Florida had him going immediately, running real wild, getting behind the cornerback. Not just keep going forward and falling into the zone of the safety. No, staying in between. He can turn it. He can take. Remember that name, everyone. Remember that name. Next running back, man. We are at number 6. The number 6 running back, Dylan Sampson, out of Tennessee. Number 6, standing about 5'11", 201 pounds. Had 258 carries for 1,488 yards for 22 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. Great acceleration through the hole. Knives through, dynamic runner, creative playmaker. He has raw upside, solid balance. I can't help to get, again, the Alvin Kamara, because he got that Tennessee orange on again with those, those arms, the arm tape. Of course, got the home run ability, can outrun anybody which he, that he wishes. It was one play I saw that he was lateral. He accelerates through the hole, gets lateral. The linebacker is right there. All he does is a simple arm stiff to give him some space, and turns on to another gear and outrun someone he was on the same level with. It was insane. He's a quick cut. His acceleration is through the hole. Will kill defenders who over pursues or don't squeeze properly. What I mean by that, of course, I'm talking about in the zone scheme. In the zone when the cutback lane is wide open, if you overrun the hole, there's times he's like 15 steps down, down the field, and the guy who overran is just now, getting his hips and turning back. You will need to go find that thunder to pair along with him. But that is Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. Now we're getting to the top 5. Number 5, the number 5 runner on my list, Kaleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa. Number 2, standing at about 6 foot even, 225 pounds. Had 240 carries for 1,585 yards and 21 touchdowns, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. Man, he has some great film, man. This Iowa team, if you know Iowa, they don't usually have an exciting offense, and everything is pretty much predicated on their defense and their running game. And the fact is, they will still be able to be competitive because this kid alone, a smooth runner. I love the running motion. He just looks comfortable in the open space. That's a attribute I very much so value, because a lot of kids when they get to the open field, their eyes will bucking up and they don't know what to do versus the safety once they break the line of scrimmage. And I want my running back to feel comfortable there, to have that confidence that he's better than everyone else. Like I said, he's a stabilizer of a horrendous offense. So if you question if he has some workhorse ability, that his college tape should be enough. His college situation should be enough. Long strider, good breakaway speed, tall, stocky build. It's good for absorbing contact. I feel like he's a lot more durable than he looks. Always falling forward. That's a very important. I'm gonna keep emphasizing it when I see a running back that's always falling forward. Shows the strength, shows the finish, will finish runs, always trying to churn out any and every yard he possibly can. Yeah, he just, like I said, he looks very comfortable making the first guy miss, and that's just equivalent to his confidence. I feel like he's a one cut back, and I do think he needs to improve the long speed. He's not quite like these other backs. I'm saying he won't take it down he won't hit his head on a goalpost, and he won't take it down to the 10. Maybe he'll take it down to the 7 or the 5 yard line. But he is a momentum runner, so his speed, I feel like he does have another gear in his game, and he will do it. Maybe he's just so smooth of a runner. Maybe I'm just not seeing the speed, but that's Kaleb Johnson, man. Phenomenal running back out of Iowa. Next running back, the number 4 running back on my list, Devin Neal out of Kansas. Whereas number 4, standing about 5'11", 215 pounds. Has 218 carries on a year for 1,262 yards and 16 touchdowns, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. One thing I love, I think his most, his highlighted trait that I love about this kid, he's a very, very patient runner. I love a running back with patience. Equivalence to a runner with great vision. He will set up his blocks beautifully. Good job contorting his body, getting through the evading defenders. Pretty much always will make the first defender miss. I love a running back that can do that. He's very much so a well-decorated back, man. He has the respects in his stats alone. He's a 4,000 yards career rusher here at Kansas. And the guy he's just a steady Eddie, and he's just consistent. He has, I think he has elite vision, so that allows him to run both the zone and gap scheme. He has volume speed, so he has to pick up. And I feel like his most favorite play that I saw him run a lot, that he can very much so, run to perfection, is the counter, because I think that you can really see his patience happen in the counter when he allows the blocks to set up, and he will pick the perfect lane every time. Got a great jump cut and will thrive in those small spaces. Overall, a good creator. That is running back out of Kansas, Devin Neal. Man, the number 3 running back on this list, TreVeyon Henderson, running back from Ohio State, wearing number 32, standing about 5'10", 208 pounds. Had 133 carries for 961 yards and 10 touchdowns, averaging 7.2 yards per carry. I know all the stat people out there be like, oh, his stats compared to everyone else, he should be at the bottom. I use stats to validate the film I see. Now, if you know him, he's at Ohio State. He shares the field. He is in a 2-back system with Judkins. But I'm gonna just tell you this: Judkins is supposed to be the explosive runner and the outside zone runner, and TreVeyon Henderson is supposed to be the thunder and take everything in between the tackles. But when we watch the film, why does Henderson look like the power back and the explosive back? Like, that's why I have him so high on this list. And I feel like he can do everything. I mean, I saw him, I was, scouting linebackers, and I saw him completely knock back a linebacker from Penn State, and I believe his name was Kobe King. Completely knock him back. That's an NFL-ready linebacker, so that's him in pass protection. I see him catching the ball. He's going out. He's running routes. He's explosive. You just seen it in the semifinal game. He took a screen to the house before the half. He's just great speed, got great home run ability, ability to he's solid when running routes, good vision, sneaky, explosive player, very explosive. You're trying to add that to your offense. I feel like he's the pick. Very balanced, will accelerate through the hole every time, and he has enough burst, to translate to a very solid playmaker and slash creator, and enough strength to push the pile. This kid is very, very impressive, and if he's there in the second round, I definitely want my Cowboys to pick him up. Like this, I feel like anywhere on the field he can take it. It's a touchdown, and he's a touchdown threat. And the speed, I can't wait to see him run. I feel like he's going to be, man, the speed in the 40 is going to do wonders. It's going to do wonders. And he's very, very strong, very solid running back. And that's TreVeyon Henderson, man, out of Ohio State. Number 2 running back on this list, Omarion Hampton, running back from North Carolina, number 28, standing about 6'1", 220 pounds. Had 281 carries for 1,660 yards and 15 touchdowns, 5.9 yards per carry. I feel like he's very much so a gap scheme runner, a very impressive physical specimen, has the build to very much take on the NFL workload and be just absorb contact. I do question his vision at times, because like I said, he's a gap scheme runner. Sometimes, he's just over reliant in his strength, mainly because he's, if it's worked before him, running behind our option. But I still think he has, ability to change directions, elite contact balance. I feel like his strength can translate for him, his ability to, pass protect / block. He has volume, speed. He will struggle with the zone runs when you have to give him multiple goals. Division at times. He definitely has home run ability and workhorse ability. I feel like he can take the workload of a pro level NFL running back. Obviously, don't give it to him right off bat. Let usher him in and then give him the keys as he go on. Yeah. And this is the only running back I have a confirmed comp for. When I watch him, I just see DeMarco Murray. This kid's film is very, very, very impressive, man. And that is Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina. And without further ado, the number 1 running back on my list is obvious. Isn't it obvious? Ashton Jeanty, man. Running back out of Boise State, standing at about 5'9", 215 pounds. Had a total of 375 carries for 2,595 yards and 29 total touchdowns, 6.9 yards per carry. I mean, is there anything else to say about the kid? Explosive, springy, home. In my opinion, he's one of those generational running backs. He's going to terrify teams in the league. I've seen a good running back prospect like this since the Bijan Robinson, since the Ezekiel Elliott's. He is that is what you call gravity, everyone, at the football level. If you know what gravity is, just watch the Golden State Warriors play in the NBA and watch how many eyes in the prime heyday of Stephen Curry, how many eyes he occupied that allowed for everyone else to have, favorable matchups. That is what you want for your running back. He's so great that he pulls 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 more bodies to the box, committing less to the pass. That right there is dangerous enough. But listen, y'all, if you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe to the video. Comment below any running back you feel like that should be on this list, any running back you want to give, any spotlight to. This is just a top 15 list. We're going to be doing some late round gym videos, and I may scout them as well and tell you, like, hey, I've already scouted him. Hey, I didn't like the kid. Hey, I like the kid. We are in this role together. We are here to show our work, but man, I appreciate everyone for making it this far. Until next time, peace.